What? I know. He always texts me at the oddest times. What's...
Jay?
Drew. Oh, hey. That app works really good.
Yeah, it works amazing. I better not lose that remote.
I guess not. Well, I guess.
I gotta give this to Robin. I'll be back.
All right. I will be here waiting.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Drew. That app works
A little too well.
a lot too well.
A little too well.
I wasn't quite ready to be here yet.
Neither was I. I had time in my arms.
I think it might be better for us to just be a little bit late if we need to, versus what if we were driving?
That would have been awesome. My truck would have taken up the whole stage.
I don't know if your truck would have made it.
Oh.
All right.
We could have been scootering.
I'm gonna delete that app. Dude, we should be scootering. Hey, Drew.
Yo, Jay.
I just thought I should let you know what's going on. Do you know what's going on?
We're here at C7.
Hold on. I got it. I have an idea.
Where'd you get that thing?
I don't know.
Did it come with you from your bathroom?
Maybe.
Wait, didn't you just have that thing up your nose? And you've been scratching your back with it?
Maybe. You know what they say? You can pick your
number
friends. You can pick your friends. You can pick your nose. And with this, you can pick your friend's nose. I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, okay.
That sounded dangerous.
So that sounded like a lot of things broke.
Sure did. Hey, do you know what's going on this summer? Should we let everyone else know what's going on this summer?
Yeah, because I don't know. What's happening?
Summer camp.
Oh yeah, summer camp. We're still getting to go to Washington Family Ranch?
No,
Oh.
but we are going to Silver Lake, August 19th through the 23rd.
Is it like where we can ride boats?
It's like camp, and there's like wakeboarding and inner tubing boats and a
I'm
big
down.
giant lake.
Is there wake surfing?
I don't know.
Of course.
Of course I don't know. Why would you say such a thing? All right, hey, we've got some special guests today.
We do have a special guest.
All of our guests are special. What do you say we bring up our first guest?
That sounds fantastic.
Our first guest is actually two guests.
Two?
Because they're related, they don't have to stay far apart.
Are they like joined at the hips?
No.
No, just related? Okay.
It is John and Owen Todd Hunter. That's it? That's all Owen gets is just a high five. John gets the fake foot high five, and Owen gets just a...
with the fake foot high five.
You invented it.
Well, no.
I'm
still have to
pretty
stay
sure I
social
saw it on
distancing?
Hot Shots Part 2.
Do.
John, how are you?
Do I speak into this?
It helps, yeah.
Really?
For the recording.
Is it on?
It is.
This, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm doing pretty good.
More importantly, Owen, how are you?
I'm fine.
Did you guys just fine?
Yes.
Just pretty good and fine. That's too bad.
Quarantine's easy.
Well, I agree. But, I mean, my hope was, don't you kind of hope that he could be better than just fine? Just
Well,
okay. Just,
yeah, aren't you a little bit better than fine? Like you're here today.
It's just still quarantine.
Still quarantine.
Yeah.
Well, what would make it like better than just
well,
quarantine?
technically,
Being
it's not
here.
really quarantine because you're here, but we're social distancing.
Yes.
You are 6 feet apart from Drew.
We are actually
Yep.
holograms.
Don't, no, if you both reach your hands out, you're no longer 6 feet apart.
oh.
Just kind of stay apart. So,
that's fine.
Owen, so you're just kind of fine? What could we do to make it better for you?
Better than fine.
Yeah, thank you
tight.
for coughing into your elbow.
Gesundheit.
It's like the most polite thing you can do these days.
It's like he has a good parent or something that
right.
teaches him stuff.
Or your dad's elbow. I'm good either way, really. Just not near me.
I think.
Stop
What
coughing,
if there was like a what if there was a pizza
You're
right here?
freaking me out.
Would it be better if there's a pizza right here?
No, don't cough into a pizza.
Could you edit a pizza
I could order a pizza.
and then
That'd
edit
be
it in that would ping pizza? Because then we'd have pizza.
Okay, that would make it better. Nicole,
I just don't want
get us a pizza.
Okay, what else can we ping over here?
What?
Can we bring $1 million?
It might be too late.
Mountain Dew.
2 liters for
difficult-
all
so-
4 of us.
Can we ping Jack?
They really want to hit us with these things. Okay.
Those would be things that could make things better. I cannot do that.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Just
We're not
fine
a
still.
genie.
Man.
We're just C7 liters.
All right, well, we're moving on then. So maybe at some point you guys will be feeling better. Hey, so we have a few questions we'd like to ask people here. That was one of them. There's another question that I don't know, I don't want to use the word famous, but really, really popular for. And that is, what is your favorite chicken nugget? Chicken nugget. Do you have a favorite chicken nugget?
I like all chicken nuggets.
All chicken nuggets. You know, that's what I like about you, Owen.
Very easy to please, but you should be better than just fine.
I'd be better than fine if I had a box of chicken nuggets right
You
now.
know,
Chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
whenever we're all gathering together, we're having a chicken nugget night.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yes. John, do you have a favorite?
We had chicken nuggets for dinner
Whatever you're
last night,
thinking,
so-
keep it inside. I saw that look.
Okay.
Okay. But do you have a favorite chicken nugget?
I guess my favorite chicken nugget would have to be the dinosaur chicken nugget. You know why?
Because
Because
you've seen this episode before. Well, not
No.
this episode.
no, I am not, able to travel into the future. But yes, no, the chicken nuggets that were the dinosaurs were ones that I would feed my kids. Because they were really healthy.
So is it nostalgia?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I especially like the T-Rex ones.
Did the T-Rex ones taste better than
They
the
just
Yes.
they just dominated.
Yes.
Did you guys have like big
true.
battle war scenes with them?
Yes.
We would always eat the T-Rex
I just
nuggets.
threw my T-Rex at my sister's pile,
I
and
just knocked them all over.
yep.
Yep.
And
And
that's
then
how
when
I
her
won.
brontosaurus disappears, you're like, my T-Rex ate it. Sorry.
Well, we would say that an asteroid
Oh, an asteroid did
did
him.
it. Yeah.
They never live that down, do they?
No.
Because they didn't live. So
You
just to live it down, you're no longer if you're extinct from the planet.
You ask a couple of tot hunters up here, you're gonna have a hard time. Okay.
Hey, which part of the T-Rex would you eat first?
The head.
That's why it's harder for him to bite you. Get that out of the way right away.
You can't even handle
I
it.
know.
Wait, he's got a little baby. Wait until he has to go to the store for the first time and buy these nuggets.
And then he's just
gonna
gonna lose
remember
it.
this moment. He's
He's
gonna be
like,
like, you gotta
"Oh,"
eat the
he's
head
like,
first,
You gotta
sweetie.
eat the head first. Otherwise
Eat the head
it's gonna bite
first.
you.
Sentimental
It'll
music
struggle
playing
less.
as he's picking it up and putting it in the cart. I
Oh
can
my
see it.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good time.
They're whole wheat.
All right.
They're cheap at Costco too.
We're gonna do something we've never done before.
Oh.
We're gonna do speed questions, bouncing back and forth with Drew and I. But the race is between the two of you to see who
This
answers
sounds
the questions
dangerous.
first. It is dangerous. Did you guys know that we won an award? Yes, the coveted YouTube Golden Microphone.
I heard that there was.
It's not even about viewership. It's just about quality of programming.
Wow.
And great ideas.
I can't
good
believe
looking men.
we
It's the
finally
first-
got on. We
It's
actually
the first
asked.
and only one, and also not sponsored by YouTube. But
I'm in.
you know,
Still
Whatever.
an award.
Still an award.
Yep.
it's still an award.
It's like a
Made it
participation
myself.
award.
We still got it.
Still, I won it. Sorry.
We won it.
Although
Yep.
Drew was gone when we won it. I'm just saying.
That's how good I am.
Come on, Drew. You
That's
gotta be
exactly
The
what I was
echoes
saying.
of
there.
your
Gotta be there
talent.
for the awards.
Shouty.
Yeah. He's humble, dude. He's humble. Remember we talked about humility and everything. So it's
Oh,
fine.
yeah. Before we go up on stage,
Yeah,
I want
remember to be
see if Jeff
humble,
will Talk
okay?
to you about humility.
Like-
Words never spoken by John.
What just happened? I actually had a moment of being humble just now.
And now
I was
it's
humbled
gone.
by you. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
you're welcome. Speed questions.
Okay, let's do it.
It's not questions about speed, they're just questions that come fast. I will give a question, Drew will give a question. You guys have to answer the questions as fast as you can. Owen, you're trying to get your answer out before your dad. John, you're just trying to get that answer out of your senile brain. Good luck. Ready? Question number 1. How are you?
Good.
Oh, dang it. Another dud. All right, question number 2. Drew, where were you on that one?
He was over there.
Favorite sports team.
Seahawks.
Did they both answer? I couldn't tell.
I answered about 2
Favorite color?
Blue.
Blue.
What?
Favorite drink.
Sprite.
Apparently, I burped. So,
Because he had his
Favorite
favorite
TV
drink
show?
before the
Office.
office. Yeah.
Beanies or hats.
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 Favorite shoes?
Nike.
Nike.
Favorite parent.
Mom.
Both.
Dang it, this is your chance.
That
You finally told him. Favorite food?
Nuggets.
Nuggets.
I just was high fiving.
iPhone or Android.
iPhone.
iPhone.
Dangerous happening.
Yeah. Favorite surprise? This one's broken. It just keeps hitting.
What's your favorite Bible verse?
The very first one.
In the beginning.
Yes.
Mine's the second one. I'm just kidding.
What's that?
God created the heavens and the earth.
I think that's still part of the first one.
Well, you were breaking it up into A and B, bro.
Okay.
So,
I didn't say A, B.
anyway, I think mine's actually we did a VBS a couple of years ago, and it's like the kind of the classic Christian Bible verse, John 3:16, but I feel like it actually covers the Bible pretty well. So that's my favorite one.
Favorite video game?
Call of Duty. Modern Warfare. The newest one.
Skyrim.
Bond?
Skyrim.
No idea.
You don't have to. All the gamers are out there are like, we get it.
Yes.
Both of them. Okay.
All of them.
Every single one of them.
Favorite basketball team?
Sonics, classic.
Lakers.
That's because the Sonics weren't around when you were born. Sad.
Yes, it is.
Moment of silence for the Sonics. That was more than enough.
Yeah, I blinked.
Twice.
Yep.
All right. Hey, do you have any question you would like to ask these guys?
There's one thing about your dad that you would want to take and make into your life. What would it be?
His beard.
Strong.
John, same question about your son.
His hair.
His, I don't know if you can see it, but if the cameras can zoom in on his mustache, that's what I would take.
That'd be pretty awesome.
It's actually has a name. You guys want to hear the name of it?
Let's not do that.
Let's do that. Next question. Owen, what's the name of your mustache?
I'm not going to answer that one.
I will.
That's a weird name.
I'll answer it.
You go ahead.
Pedro.
Pedro.
So when he is being like quiet and he's not wanting to answer a question of mine or whatever, I'm like, hey, I'll talk to Pedro then.
All right.
And it seems to work.
So, Owen, how's
Pedro
Pedro
never
doing?
responds.
What was that?
How's Pedro doing?
He's sad
He's sad.
because his name was just exposed.
Oh, sad.
Could be worse.
It actually,
You could have met a razor. It's a sad day for Pedro.
I love it.
Little, what? What is this warm massaging? Ah! Poor Pedro. We miss him. Moment of silence for Pedro.
Yeah.
All right. Hey. We got other things to do.
We do.
Yeah, get off the stage.
Okay. Is there an exit?
That's it.
Then we just
kicked you off.
You just
We'll bring
think,
you back
get
for-
out.
Hey, would you like to come back for a game in a little bit, Owen?
Yes.
All right, that's good enough for me. All right, Drew. You know what we haven't done in a while?
What have we not done in a long time? I don't know. You just said Drew like that, so I just never mind.
Are you okay? Are you feeling okay, Drew?
I'm a little tired, but I'm doing good.
Why are you tired?
It's a little thing that's about maybe 23 inches tall.
Why is he standing up?
He's got a cool
Long.
little
He's
bouncer.
23 inches.
Long. Yeah.
He lays down. Is that
Yeah.
how you measure babies now?
That's how Dr. Grubb measures them. Yeah.
Yeah.
They mark it on a little paper and they push his leg down. He's
And then they're
21
like,
inches.
"Oh, let's get aside. We'll measure this out." Yeah.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah. Good times.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? I've noticed that we haven't asked anyone to hit the like button recently.
The subscribe button.
Subscribe. Yes.
Subscribe.
No, don't pronounce
Subscribe?
the B.
Subscribe.
Under enunciate. Subscribe.
Subscribity.
Subscribe.
Subscribity.
Scribs.
It's a red little button. Just hit it.
Might as well.
Yeah.
And then hit the bell. That way you'll know when we post this out. Or maybe they don't want to.
No, you
Either
want
way,
to.
I'm good. All right. Hey, you know what? We've got someone else coming to hang out with us tonight.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
From-
McKenna. What? Yeah. Hey, McKenna, come on. That's about right. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, you can sit here, grab the microphone. That'll be great. How are you? Wait. Before we get started, I have to tell you, we have a whole bunch of questions to ask you. Is that all right?
Yeah,
All right.
it's fine.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Just fine.
Yeah.
Are you
Actually,
sure?
I'm great.
All right.
Thank you.
Woo, Drew is too. I think I shocked him.
I still am a little deaf from when she slapped me.
Oh.
It was a
Yeah,
loud
he holds
pop
a grudge,
sound.
Yeah,
doesn't
sorry about that.
It's okay.
he? Move on.
What?
All right. What's your favorite color?
Green.
Favorite Favorite drink?
Dr. Pepper.
Favorite band?
No clue.
No clue.
Toby Mac.
Oh, okay. We'll go with that.
Favorite Bible verse?
John 3:16.
Hey, we've heard that.
Favorite C7 liter?
Nicole.
Favorite car?
Ford.
Ford.
Hey, I got a Ford. Keep going. I like it. I like that answer.
I'm not even
All
specific. Just Ford.
All Fords.
The entire lot. Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Android or iPhone?
iPhone.
Favorite parent?
Mom.
It's very kind of you. You get to have a ride home. That's
Yeah.
kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can have any animal in the world, what animal?
Any type of cat.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Invisible.
If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Disneyland. No, England or Paris.
If you could speak any language, what would it be?
Full French.
Full French?
Full French.
Full?
Not half. Full French.
I'm learning French, so I just want to learn.
I know French. French fry.
It wasn't
French
actually
dressing.
invented.
French
French bread?
A baguette.
A baguette.
No, let's go with French theme. That's all right.
French roast. Coffee. French roast.
I don't think that's a thing.
It is a thing.
Yeah, French roast.
I know it.
It is a thing.
We just tell them it isn't.
They like to make me look stupid. I'm not stupid.
Just getting all offended.
I know how to stay subscribed, okay?
Well, I don't know about that one still. Hey, what if you could be anything, have any job in the world when you grow up, what would you want to do?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor. 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 Doctor.
Doctor.
Doctor.
Doctor.
Doctor. Doctor. Doctor. Doctor. And doctor.
What's your favorite chicken nugget?
I have to go with dinosaur chicken nuggets.
Chicken nugget dreamland, whoa.
Oh, isn't that great?
That was amazing.
I know, the chicken nugget dance is possibly one of the greatest dances of all time. I think it's going to catch on.
I think it will catch on as well.
Yeah.
It might win us another award.
I don't know if I have enough room. We'll have to get like a award shelf.
Yeah, you
We
gotta
can do
get
that.
one like back there.
Well, I think they have a name for this. But hey, would you like to play a game?
I would love to play a game.
Me too.
She says that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna
We'll
regret
see.
that in about 5 minutes.
Also, you're not allergic to peanut butter, correct?
Yes.
Yes, you
You
are.
heard it here.
No, I'm not allergic to
Okay.
peanut butter.
No peanut
Just
butter
clarify.
allergy.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're about to start a competition of Owen and Makena versus Drew in who can eat a Ritz cracker with peanut butter the fastest. They have 3 of them, and they have to get their plate as clean as possible. Take 10 seconds, and in the chat, mark down who you think will win. Makena, Drew, or Owen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's really weird when you count down like that. I did not do that the right way. I went from 1 to 5, but I went counted backwards. All right, and here we go. On your mark, set, go.
Oh, well, it tastes real good, but it's so hard to chew. All my friends tell me that they dig it from home. Early in the morning when they spread it on toast. I like peanut butter, creamy peanut butter, chunky peanut butter too. Come on!
That's close. Too close to call. I think there was really only one winner here, and that was everyone who didn't have to play. Oh, man. Hey, can we get a close-up of your guys' faces? Hey, guys. I don't know about you, but I really enjoyed that game, and we have to get back to your comments to see who actually won. And based on the principle of the game of cleaning the most peanut butter off, I would have to say that Makena won. But because we can only afford the one graphic, Drew wins. Drew wins! Sorry, but I do have some consolation prizes for you from our sponsor, Oreos. They don't actually sponsor us, but they let us buy their product in the stores. Mini Oreos for both of you. Oh dear.
Caught him with their foot.
Woo! Odell did. Good job.
I was hoping Pedro was going to catch it.
Come on, Pedro! That was my vote. Napoleon Dynamite reference, you guys wouldn't understand.
I've watched it many, many times.
I love
I
that
have
movie.
actually never watched it.
This is an amazing movie.
I'll have to.
It's hilarious.
Hey, vote in the chat section whether or not you think I should watch Napoleon Dynamite.
Do it.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
And if you haven't, you need to watch it. It's a great movie. Hilarious.
All right, I'll think about it. Sounds
That
good.
place was a rip-off.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with us. And for those of you who would like to come join us sometime, let us know in the chat or let your leader know that I would like to be a guest on C7 tonight.
Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You have been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99, and I couldn't earn it. I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. When I was your foe, still your love fought for me. You have been so, so good to me. When I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. You have been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99, and I couldn't earn it. I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99, and I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God.
Hey guys, thanks for sticking with us. Last week we started talking about this idea of inside out living. The whole premise behind it is that we pay attention to what's going on the inside, because ultimately that affects what's going on the outside. And I want to start today by talking about a different view of inside out. And it's how we view others. The truth is, there may be no other area in our lives where inside-out living matters more than the groups that we're a part of. Think about it for a second. Your community, the different groups that you find there. It's like everybody has their own group, right? It's not like there's the cool kids and everybody else. There's a group for anybody. You can find groups all over. Facebook has groups that you can join. And no matter what you're into, and when you find a group of people who are somewhat similar to you, it's natural for them to become your friend group. In your community or at your school, there's probably 50 to 200 different groups. Chances are you're a part of a few of them. When it comes to the groups you're in, there's something about us that just enjoys being an insider. Maybe you've never noticed that before, but we all like to be on the in crowd. We all like to be a part of some sort of group. And just so you know, there's nothing wrong with that. One of the best things you can do in your life is to find the right group of people to be your group of people. Some of you have found that here at church, and that's awesome. Some of you have found it in other groups, sports groups, things like that. It's great. At the same time, there's a flip side to being in a group that most people never talk about. It's our power to then decide who gets to be an insider and who doesn't. In fact, we sometimes have a tendency to protect our group by keeping others out. If you think about it for a second, there's probably someone, or maybe a group of someones, who you would consider outsiders. You don't hate them, but deep down, it would bug you if they decided that they wanted to join your group. If they showed up when you were hanging out with your friends, if they started dating one of your friends, or if they came to your youth group and then they joined your small group. Can you think of, let's not even think of some people will bother you more than others, but deep down, we all feel like we'd have good reasons for being annoyed with them and for them coming into our groups. Maybe they acted different from you and you don't relate to them. Or maybe they did something that makes you believe that they're not a good person. Maybe they did something to you that makes you sure that they're a bad person. We all have our reasons, and oftentimes they're valid. So we remind ourselves of those reasons often. And while we're not outright mean to those people, we certainly don't go out of our way to bring them into our group. We're not doing anything against them, we just aren't exactly for them. We all get it, but deep down, we all feel kind of weird about it too, don't we? Even if we know we're right, and even if they're not great people, there's something in us that just feels like we shouldn't act that way. That's why I love what we're talking about today. The Gospel of Luke, chapter 10. Jesus tells a story that I really think helps clear it up. Why we feel so conflicted about the whole insider-outsider thing. He starts by bringing up one particular group that his audience would have felt strongly about, in a bad way. Jesus was talking to mostly Jewish people, but in the story he talks about another group of people, Samaritans. This would have caused a hush to come over the crowd. Actually, just one chapter earlier, Luke tells us that Jesus and his followers faced opposition from the Samaritans. They were in some ways the enemy. As Jesus was heading toward Jerusalem, he sent a few of his disciples ahead of him to a Samaritan village to prepare for him. The Samaritans weren't interested. And what did the disciples ask of Jesus? They say, "Lord, should we call down fire from heaven to burn them up?" Huh? Hold up, just say, let's go ahead and sound the overreaction alarm a little bit. Seriously, fire from heaven, is that even an option? One statement like this and it becomes very clear, very quickly, that there was some sort of what Taylor Swift would call bad blood between the Jewish and the Samaritan people. But it went back much further. Samaritans were looked down on because they had Jewish ancestry. But at some point, they started marrying people from foreign cultures, and so they were no longer pure blood Jewish. And this kind of just caused friction between the groups. As a result, Jewish and Samaritans lived in a mutual hatred. One group thought that they were better, while the other group hated them for it. It doesn't sound that much different than modern culture, does it? Okay, back to Jesus and his audience he was preaching to. A man asked Jesus, what's the most important command? And Jesus answers, to love God and to love your neighbor. Well, the guy had a follow-up question, and it was, all right then, who's my neighbor? Because he wanted to be sure. Well, this guy is all of us. He's asking the same question we're asking. We want to be a part of the right crowd and avoid the wrong one. We want to know who we can be, or who can be on our in crowd with us, and who we shouldn't associate with. So Jesus does what he does best. He answers with a story. A Jewish man was traveling from Jerusalem down to Jericho, and he was attacked by bandits. They stripped from him his clothes, they beat him, and they left him half dead beside on the road. So far, everyone is tracking with Jesus. It opens with a Jewish guy. He's one of us. Jesus continues, by chance, a priest walks by. But when he saw the man lying there, he crossed the road to the other side and passed him by. This would have been a bit of a surprise. The priests were supposed to be the holiest people, the do-gooders, the people who cared for others in their culture. But at the same time, the priests were required to stay pure. So if this guy had been beaten up, it may have been custom for them to step aside and clear the way. But that's just a maybe. Jesus continues by talking about the next guy to walk down the road, a temple assistant, also a nice guy, right? Who passed by the man as well, walked right on by. Jesus didn't say that these two guys didn't see the man. They actually avoided him. They passed on the other side. They had to walk around to stay away from him. Now the crowd was wondering where this story was going at this time, I'm sure. Who was going to help this Jewish man? Who was going to step in and do what needed to be done? They likely assumed that the hero would be just like them, a regular Jewish person. Well, that's not exactly where Jesus was going. He continues with the story, and he says, "Then a despised Samaritan came along." Just in case the Jewish people forgot, they needed a reminder, oh yeah, we despise the Samaritans. And when he saw the man, he felt compassion. He felt compassion for him, and going over to him, the Samaritan soothed his wounds with olive oil and wine and bandaged them. And then he put the man on his own donkey and took him to an inn where he took care of him. The next day, he handed the innkeeper 2 silver coins, telling him, "Take care of this man. If the bill runs higher than this, I'll pay you the next time I'm here." Let that sink in for just a minute. This despised Samaritan felt compassion for a beaten up Jewish guy. So much so that he soothed and bandaged his wounds, took him to the inn, and paid for his care. Think of someone you don't like. Now think of helping one of your relatives. Him helping one of your relatives. Does that change how you feel about them? Then Jesus lays it all out for them with this one question. Now, which one of these 3 would you say was a neighbor to the man who was attacked by bandits? Jesus doesn't ask who was a neighbor to the Jewish man. No, he asks who was a neighbor to the man who was attacked. And he did that for a reason, to make a point that the most important thing about the hurt man in this moment wasn't his place inside of a group. It wasn't that he was a fellow Jew. It was that he had been abused and abandoned. Religion and ethnicity didn't matter. He was a victim. The response by the man was the one who showed him mercy. The man likely couldn't even bring himself to say the word Samaritan, but he got the point. The point was that the one man acted. He didn't allow group identity or being in or being out to keep him from doing the right thing. Then Jesus ends the conversation by saying, "Go and do likewise," or "Go and do the same." Go and do the right thing is what he's saying there. This was not a crowd pleaser story, I'm sure. No standing ovation, no giant applause. This was a story that left people feeling confused, convicted, and probably a little bit disorientated. Why? Because their group identity was everything. The entire temple system, which was the religious system, was based on people's various positions and various groups. Women were only allowed to go so far into the temple. Gentile people who weren't Jewish were only allowed to go so far in after them. Men who weren't descendants from a specific family line were only allowed so far in. And certain priests on specific days were only allowed so far in. Just like your own friend groups, there were levels of being the insider or being an outsider. Their entire world revolved around boundaries of who was in and who was out, who was good and who was bad. And in one story, Jesus blows up that entire idea. The only group that matters is your neighbor. And who is a neighbor? Everyone. Anyone in need. That's the only group that matters, is the people who need you. So Jesus is basically saying, go and be for everyone. It's hard for us to imagine the emotion that would have been felt around this story. But chances are, there's at least one person or group of people that we have some kind of negative feeling about. They've probably already come into your mind. In this story, Jesus is saying, get over the categories for a minute. The person you can't stand and the group you'd rather not interact with, they're your neighbors. They're the ones that you're supposed to care for. This is huge, no matter what you believe. But if you're a Christian, this is especially important because loving your neighbor isn't just a good idea. It's a command from Jesus. And it was crystal clear, if we choose to follow him, this is a part of the deal. No insiders or outsiders, just neighbors. And our job is to love them. So how do we do it? Loving our neighbor begins by seeing them as our neighbor. When we see someone as made in the image of God, it becomes easier to treat them that way. And then decide to go one more step. One of the things I love about this story is everything that the Samaritan did. He could have just bandaged him up and left him and said, hope you get better. He could have taken him to the inn and left him, bandaged him up, just dropped him off. But he went one step further. He left extra money to make sure that the Jewish man got the best care needed and said he would pay the innkeeper any money he owed him next time he came through. There will always be a normal and expected amount of helping people. If someone drops their books in front of you, you'll probably pick one up for them. If they fall, you might reach out a hand and help them up. But what would one step more look like for you? What's one thing beyond what is expected of you? Well, maybe you pick up their books. Maybe you carry their books for them. Maybe you don't just help them up, but you have a conversation with them and ask them if they're okay. Maybe you don't just hand them napkins to clean up a spill. Maybe you get down on the ground and help them clean up the spill as well. Maybe you don't just not make fun of someone, but you stick up for them. Don't keep them out of your group. Invite them in instead. Having neighbors is one thing, but loving them will always require us to take one more step, to act, move, and take what we need, what we know to be true on the inside, and begin living like it's true on the outside. Imagine if people who treat you like an outsider went beyond what is expected to you and treated you like an insider. It would change how you think about them, right? Hopefully it would make you want to do the same. Now imagine if this group of everyone that watches decides to go and do the same thing. Imagine if what your community, your family, and your church would look like if we assigned the value of everyone we met and did one more thing to help them out. Go and be for everyone. I think it could change their world. I think it could change our world. I think it could change my world. What Jesus wants for us and what Jesus wants for you is for you to go and be a neighbor. That's all. Hey guys, thank you so much for sticking out with us. I'm going to pray, and then we're going to head to our small groups. All right, Father God, thank you for this time. God, I pray you bless this time we go to the small group. I pray that we have great conversation, that we speak openly and honestly about how we feel about things and how we feel and treat others. And God, that we would be more neighborly to others around us, and we would identify our neighbors and be neighborly to them. In your name we pray. Amen. Hey, thanks guys. I will see you soon.
Those are pretty dope, huh?
Those are awesome.
I can't wait for them to get
Dude, I've got the perfect road we need to go ride them on too.
here. Not the one with the big potholes over there.
No.
You jerk.
Did you guys hear about that? No. So he was giving Gage rides home, and Gage and who? Casilla. So he dropped Casilla off first and then take Gage home. Well, one night I did it. I was like, Gage. So after we left Casilla's house, I was like, Gage, is Drew ever taking the shortcut? And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, it's up this way. He's like, oh yeah. And then I turn and he's like, oh, he's never gone this way. I'm like, perfect. And it starts off, it's a little bit bumpy. I said, you tell him this is a shortcut that Jeremy always takes and make him take this road. And he's like, why? I was like, the potholes are bigger than your car. So you get going, and it's like, he's like, oh, this ain't so bad. I'm like, nope, just wait. And it just keeps getting worse. And he's like, oh, these are horrible. Drew's gonna kill me. I'm like, nope, just wait. By the end, it is seriously like your full car is down in a hole and you come back up.
So then did you take that road?
I did. And Gage goes, oh, it's a shortcut. It's a shortcut. Just go fast. And it was dark. And I was like, okay. And I kept going. It was like, no, I hit it like a bump. He was like, oh yeah, there's only 2 bumps. I said, okay. I hit another bump. And he's like, and a bunch of potholes. I was like, what? He's like, boom, boom, boom. I'm tracking it all. I have like those little coconut things on my feet. They're like, get in. I'm like, oh my gosh. It was so bad. And then every time he's like, can we take the shortcut? I was like, no, we need to take the shortcut.